if you could just chat where you are tuning in from, where you're joining us from, and I would love to know, were you at conference this past weekend? I'd love to know. And how did you like it? I know I am I'm still trying to get my voice back. So hopefully I can get through this training without going all croaky on you guys. But we had a great time in Vegas. These conferences and conventions that we have, you just can't replicate it. I can't tell you what it was like being there in person and feeling it and seeing it is just a whole nother level and a whole other experience. So we are going to one convention a year just because we have so many countries opening. And to keep it simple per country, we're going once a year. So our next one coming up is in March. So you certainly want to make sure that you get there. And you get registered. So register, get your ticket, number one. Number two, book your room. And number three, book those flights. Put it in your calendar. And that way there is no negotiating whether or not you're going to be there. Okay. Nobody walks away from conference ever saying, oh, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have gone. Never. Okay. So, oh, good. I'm seeing lots of people that were at conference. Yes, it was so, so great. And oh, some people that live in Vegas. Yay, lucky you guys. If you're living in Vegas, you get another one in your home city. So that's convenient for you. So, anyways, all right. So let's get started. First of all, for those of you who I don't know, my name is Tracy Zimmer, and I am tuning in from Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. So at conference, I had a couple of people say, "Oh my gosh, you came all the way from Canada! Like, how far was that flight?" And actually, because I live on the west side of Canada, it really was only a 2.5 hour flight. So it was quite convenient for us as well. We are in the middle of summer here, so we love to take advantage of our summers because we don't get much of it. So, that couple months that we get, we take full advantage, and then we get into our cooler temps and cold temps in the winter time. But I am a mom, and I've been in this industry for, gosh, my kids were like 4, no, 3 and 6 actually when I started with my first company back in 2012. And it's crazy to think like it's been that long. And I can tell you, I was one of these people who truly did not have any desire to be in this industry. But when I heard when it was explained to me that really what we're doing is we are referring a product that we love and that we use already, and we get compensated for it rather than the hierarchy of a store. That's when it kind of made a ding dong for me to go like, okay, well, I mean, I use beauty products, I use hair products, I use skincare products. And the company that I was with since 2012, I was there for about 12, 13 years. And now I've been with Riman for about 2.5 years. And, I can tell you when you're in beauty, when you're in skincare, this is a true residual opportunity because when people fall in love with skincare that works and they love, they don't deviate. And when you give great customer experience, which we're going to talk a little bit about tonight, they don't go anywhere else. Like this is one of the most loyal lines that you can be a part of because it's not just, hey, well, I'll try skincare for 2 months here, and then I'm going to try this skincare for 2 months, and I'm going to try this skincare for 2 months. That's not how it works. When people fall in love with skincare, and we know when people try Remon, they fall in love with it because it's life-changing for them. We see changes in their skin, and they are here for years, right? So, I always look back and I'm always so grateful and thankful that somebody introduced me to this business model that I was ignorant to, that I typically would have just walked away from. But I thought, hey, why not? Let's give this a shot. And it's been absolutely life-changing for me. So I've been able to, get out of the classroom. I've been out of the classroom for 11 years now, and been able to be full-time mom, but yet still bring in that full-time income from home for my kids when they were in those elementary years, junior years, high school years, and now they're into the university years and young adults and all the things. So you never know what this can do for people. And if you're somebody new or you're just starting and you go like, I don't really know where to start, that was me. That was me in 2012. I had never done any networking. I had never, I'd been teaching for 13 years, and I thought like, how am I going to do this? I feel kind of clueless. I don't even know where to begin. But what I did have was excitement. I was not knowledgeable. Like I really and truly didn't know what this was all about. I didn't know much about the product other than I was like, hey, I like it and it works. And I got it on other people's skin and they liked it. And they told other people and they liked it. And I was one of the people that grew my business belly to belly, face to face, party by party. And we're going to talk K-pops, pop-ups, glow ups, events. You're going to hear me talk party a lot because that's what we called them. We just called them a party. You can call them a pop-up party. You can call them just a pop-up. You can call them a glow party, a glow pop-up, whatever you want to call them. It is where you are physically in the presence of somebody and you're getting product on them. Now, people who love to build online, can you do these online? Yes, absolutely, you can. Okay. Your end of the night sales will be a lot higher when you're in person and people are trying them. So we're going to talk heavily about that tonight, but just know that what we're doing in person, it can be transferred online. And yes, I have done parties online where you can come on live and you can demo products and you can show before and after pictures and you can get people's testimonials. It is very beneficial. And you can get a lot from online parties as well. Again, however, I am going to push the face-to-face party tonight. I am going to encourage everybody to really, really lock in if you've never done one to get one done. And most importantly, I'm here to share with you, we have got a challenge that is going to be coming up. And we're going to start with this so that you're aware. Okay. So we're going to talk about what this is, and then we're going to go through why people do parties, how to do the party, and make it simple for everybody to realize they can do it too. Okay. So we did this a little while ago and it was amazing. Okay. People were winning. My daughter did her first party, you guys, and she submitted her entry. So it's key that you submit your entries. And she won. She won like $100 or something. She was over the moon. It was like she won the lottery just for doing. She's like, oh my gosh, I just did a pop-up. And then like I entered into this and I won. So this is like just an extra on top of what we do already anyways, right? So we are going to get paid to party. So August 17th to September 17th. So we're talking about this tonight. So you get some time to be booking your parties into the calendar. Okay. We are going to focus on book, book, book. You need to invite. Without booking and without inviting, there is no growth, right? So here's the details. You're going to host a pop-up. Now, it can be either in person or online. Okay. And you're going to get entered into a weekly drawing for cash prizes, no limit for party entries. So if you want to load up and you want to do 5 parties one week, you're going to get 5 entries. Okay. This isn't just we're going to do a monthly draw. It's literally week per week, which means your chances of winning increases, right? So we want a minimum of 3 guests required for your party. So what you want to do is take a picture, okay? Whether it's in a Zoom, maybe it's on a Facebook group, in person, you want to get a picture, minimum of 3 guests. And then you're going to go to the pinned post in your Team 1% Facebook group, okay? It's crucial you post this in the right spot. So you go to your featured tab, it will be pinned, and that's where you're going to submit your photo, okay? And put your date, when you had your party and all the things. So now here's the other thing. Any guest that books a pop-up from your pop-up, okay? So somebody comes to one of your parties and somebody there says, I want to book a party. You can get them to book a party. They are also going to go into cash drawings. Okay. So winners will be announced each Monday for the previous week entries. So tons of cash, tons of prizes. This is hosted by Team 1%. Okay. I believe your directors and above, we are going to be contributing to this and helping to make this not only a little bit, more exciting, but maybe put some money on the table. Why not, right? Let's go for it. So, why? First of all, let's talk about why do pop-ups, right? So when you're in a pop-up, and I'm going to talk about belly to belly pop-ups, okay, in person. So people are coming either to my home or we're going to somebody's home, or in a coffee shop or in a rented space, however you want to do it. I love it in the home because the home feels comfortable, right? So a pop-up is going to give you connection with all of your guests. It's going to give an experience for your guests. You're going to gain yourself some customers and or planners, and it's going to give your business growth. Okay. If you want to grow fast, I'm going to tell you the fastest way to grow. Now, we're not comparing to our online influencers, okay, who have like hundreds of thousands and millions of followers. That's not me. I didn't have that. I barely had social media when I got started in this industry. So my only option was I needed to do belly to belly and get product on people. I wasn't told to do that. That was just my inner thoughts going, how can I get this out to people? And I grabbed my closest group of girlfriends first and I said, ladies, I need you to come over. I need you to try this product and I need your honest feedback. Can you do that for me? They came over and I'm like, so, and they're like, it's awesome. It's amazing. How do I order? I'm like, I didn't even know because I was so new. I had literally just got my box of products. I didn't know the ins and outs of our back office or how to order. I didn't know our customer program. Like I didn't know anything. I was like, listen, I'll find out and get back to you. Let me know what you want, what you like, and I'll let you know how to order. Why do I tell you that? Because you do not need to know everything before you have a party. In fact, you don't need to know much of anything. Literally telling people you have the number one K beauty brand on your hands that you want them to try. That is all you need to know. That's all you need to say. Any little extra tidbits, little bit of bonuses. But I'm going to tell you this. If you tell them too much and you become the product expert and you become the ingredient expert and you start going over the top on information, you lost them. And they're not going to want to duplicate what you're doing. Okay. So even if you know all the things, you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it short and to the point. Okay. So, when people are trying this product, it is very hard for people to walk away who have touched it, tried it, and experienced it to not either purchase and become a customer or a planner. When people see things online, do they buy? Yes, sometimes, right? But I feel for me when I'm trying to grow my social media, I'm trying to do that as I'm still doing my pop-ups. But I find, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of posting and a lot of information for me online before I get a sale. Whereas when I bring, let's say, 5 people into my home, I'm pretty much the rate is very, very, very high. It's about a 99% chance that almost every one of those people are getting something and participating some way. Okay. So these are so good for growing your business. And I'm going to reiterate over and over and over again. You do not need to know it all before you start. It is actually one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say, a new planner starts and they go, well, I just need to learn about the product more. Well, I just need to learn a little bit more about the back office. I need to learn more about how we get paid. I need to learn more about what's in our products. Please don't. All you're doing is stalling yourself. That's all you're doing. Okay. Your job as a rep, as a planner, is to say, I've got the number one K beauty brand in my hands. And you might want to add a few more little tidbits. I always like to make sure that they know that this is one of the cleanest and safest product lines that they will ever get on their body. We avoid over 3,000 toxic ingredients. That's an important point to say, okay? But that you really don't need to say a lot. So pop-ups put products in people's hands, okay? So like I said, when we're feeling the texture, we can smell it, they can touch it. People with skincare, they can be fussy, right? Like certain scents, certain ways to make their skin feel. Like when they can experience it and feel it themselves, makes a world of difference. Okay. It removes uncertainty and builds confidence. And a 5-minute product experience can do what a dozen social media posts can't do. Okay. So again, I'm not here to be against social media. I'm here to tell you why this hands-on can be so much quicker, so much more efficient. You can get the sales easier, and why somebody with absolutely no following, no experience, or any of that can grow their business and do well. Okay. So the goal isn't just to tell people about Riman, but it's to experience it. So that makes a world of difference. And also, connection builds trust. So when you're connecting with people, and let's say I've got people in my kitchen or around my table, around in my home, and they feel safe, right? And you're talking to them and you're finding out who they are, what they're doing, and having real conversations. That is a way of building trust, right? You can listen to somebody's skin concerns and give them personal recommendations, right? You can physically show them people's before and after pictures. And that's one thing, if you want to write something down again, on a pop-up, okay? Again, whether it's online or in person, online, it's very easy to show before and after pictures. In person, have a little album on your phone and show it to them. When you show this to them before they even start trying the products, they are going to they're instantly going to be so excited because they're going to be like, whoa, wait, wow, look at that person's before and after picture. And I love to show them people I know. Go look at this is my daughter. She struggled with acne. This is my, friend Courtney. Look at her under eye dark circles. This is my friend Arlene. Look at her before and after picture with like the fine lines and wrinkles, and showing different types of people and letting them know you know these people, right? So that really, really builds trust. So people buy from people they know, like, and trust. We hear this all the time. Relationships first, product second, sales will follow. So here's where you're going to meet your new customers. So if you want to get out of your social media audience, right? Or maybe you want to get out of your warm market of people, the pop-up, the party is where it's going to do that for you. Okay. So what you want to do is also from one pop-up that you are booking another pop-up. So I'm going to tell you what I did when I got started in 2012. Okay. Like I said, I got my handful of my closest friends. Then I said to them, okay, did you guys love this? You love the product? Can each of you now open up your network to me? Can I come to your house and you invite your friends? And I made sure they knew they had to keep it simple. There was no bringing in catered food. Like we didn't need extravagant food. We didn't need any food, right? We didn't need all the things. It's just a quick come in, let's try the product, let's have fun, let's meet new people, and let's get this out to as many people as we can. From that party, now you got a new group of people who I did not have access to because my one friend opened up her network, right? Now, from that network, you want to book another party, from that party opening to another network of people. So, how do you do that? We bribe them, right? It's okay to bribe people. We can incentivize them, give them free product. Some people say to me, but I don't want to pay for product to give away. Guys, we're in business. Like if we want new customers, right? We are going to gift our host for opening up a handful of new people to us who become now lifelong customers for us. It is worth it, right? It is worth it to get that loyal customer. So rather than thinking I'm giving stuff away, I want you to think of this is a way of building my business. It doesn't have to be big. It might just be this old magic multi-stick bomb because people love it, right? But do it however you like. Some people have thresholds. You do 500 in sales, you get a $50 item. Do $1,000 in sales, get 100, like however you want to do it, but have something for a way to build from one to the other. All right. So one pop-up can introduce you to people you may have never ever reached prior through your warm market, or people that you're meeting possibly online, right? So, also from parties, collecting permission-based contacts, okay, so that your relationships continue. So I always like to tell people, that are at a party, like come connect and follow me on Instagram, or let me add you, like come add to the group where we have information about products, like a place where they can continuously be dripped on even after the party and learning about the products. Okay. So a pop-up is also going to create curiosity about Riman, right? When people see how beautiful our product displays are, our boxes. I mean, this was just sitting here. I don't know why it's still here, but it's an empty box of our dermatology cream. I mean, this is high-end department store packaging. This is no flimsy cardboard. This is beautiful. And when they take it out and they see what the product looks like, right? It creates curiosity. And curiosity opens the doors without needing a hard sales pitch, right? So show people, and we're never going to have to chase people, right? When we can show them, they see it, they try it, they feel it. You're never going to feel like you're chasing people to purchase. Pop-ups create content. Okay. So now you might go, all right, so I'm going belly to belly and I'm doing the parties and I'm doing the pop-ups. Now, doing a pop-up, make sure you're videoing people. Okay. Make sure you're videoing the whole pop-up, because what you're going to capture from your product displays, demonstrating on people, putting product on people's skin, that is now content that you can take to put into your social media. I find that that creates so much curiosity when people actually see you in action. They see you spraying the Bousset Boo on somebody, right? They see people trying the lip colors. And that's where you can share your stories and reels before, during, and after the events. So just one pop-up alone, like not only are you doing, getting product on people, but it's also creating that content for you that you can use on social media, right? Giving that real life activity, showing online business. So pop-ups can grow more than sales. Customers can become repeat customers. And I don't even like that word, can become. I want to say customers will become repeat customers. If you do the customer service, the little bits that count, right? The follow-ups that are so important, because people will remain loyal to a brand that works. It doesn't necessarily mean they need to be loyal to you, right? We want them to be. We want them to be. And it takes very little to make sure that you are in contact, that you're giving the customer care needed. So, definitely you want to make sure when they order that you give them all the information. If you set up their customer account for them, make sure they know how to sign in, make sure they know their login, make sure they know their password. Maybe they go directly to your site and they set that all up. That's fine. I have some people who do it on their own, some people who I do it for them. And I go, okay, here's how you get into your mall to shop further. When they order, give them a week, follow up. Did your products come? How are you enjoying them? I like to send videos. Hey, here's what you bought. Here's how you use it. I have a video that's pre-made about our experience kit. So anybody that buys the experience kit, I'm sending them the video of me showing them the steps, even though there's steps on that package, right? It just becomes more life, and it allows people to really go like, oh, okay, this is how I do it and this is how it works. I can read it, but now I can also visualize it, right? So I would, take the time to do that. I know it's extra time and it's extra steps, but those extra steps will go the extra mile for life. Okay. Now, don't just forget about them. Check in on them, right? A month later, how's your skin? Remind them very first thing before they even start the product. Take a before picture, because that is going to become so important for them 30 days down the road, right? 90 days down the road, and they can do that comparison. So you need to remind them to do that so that they don't forget. And then of course you always want to, like I said, put them into some sort of a dripping campaign, whether that's an email campaign, whether you have an ATM group, whether you have your own spot where you have a place where you're putting your customers. Maybe it's a VIP page on a Facebook group, but where you can continuous drip on different products. Like maybe they ordered the double cleanse, the Bousset Boo and the cream. And now, you've got a post in there and you're talking about the multi-stick. Do you know how many times I've done that? And then people are like, oh, wait, I didn't see that product. That sounds awesome. I want to try that product, right? So just a way for them to be introduced to other things. A happy customer may host the next pop-up or refer a friend, right? So when they become happy with their products, they feel that they're getting service from you. Now, I'm going to warn you, don't be too much. Don't be messaging them on a daily basis. Don't be messaging them on a weekly basis. Let them enjoy their product, and every now and then let them know you're still here, right? And then they're more likely to go, if they're loving the product, having a host who has been using the product and love it is your best host. In fact, they are going to sell for you more than you can even imagine at their party. Also, someone who loves the product and sees that you always keep it simple, sees that you're not annoying them, but you're following up in a good manner, right? They are going to become curious about the business. There is a percentage of customers who are happy who turn into the most amazing planners because they've already fallen in love with the product and they have like excitement already built, their testimonial built, their before and after picture built, all the things. Okay. So every conversation can lead somewhere different. So simple pop-up places. I am all about the home gathering. I like the home. It's comfortable. People feel like safe. They feel like it's a comfy spot, right? So if I don't have a host and I'm like, I need to get a party going, I have the party. I invite people. I go, come to my house, right? But when you can get hosts hosting for you, that is where you're going to see that web expand like this. So where else can you do them? You can do them in different boutiques, right? I've seen people do them in clothing boutiques, salons, gyms, fitness studios, markets. We have one lady in our team, actually, I think she's on here, Kathy Allen. She does markets every week. And from those markets, she schedules one-on-ones for people. She's one of our biggest customer gatherers. She's absolutely incredible. She's in her 70s. Her face is flawless. Like she is walking testimonial of these products, and she gets majority of her new people from markets, and that's how she expands, right? Women's events, workplaces, customer appreciation events. I could go on this topic for like 30 minutes. Once you have a customer base, throw a customer appreciation event. Let them know you appreciate them. Send them a card once a year. I like to send a card kind of around December. It's after Black Fridays, before Christmas, like holiday wishes, letting them know, like, I'm so grateful that you are a loyal customer of mine. And I always remind them, like, I say, thank you. Like, thank you for supporting my business. This means the world to me. And I also let them know I work in the referral business. Anybody that you refer to me helps me. And I usually offer something when they refer a new customer to me so that they know, right? So where are the people I'd love to meet already gathering? So be creative, find out where you can go, right? And try it in different places. So the key is this, okay? When you're doing a party, when you're doing a pop-up, you have got to keep it simple. And I've said this already, okay? A little bit here tonight. Keeping it simple is absolute key, okay? The moment you start making it complicated, okay? The moment you start being the exceptional expert in everything, if you can hold up this multi-bomb and you're talking about it and you're listing off the 10 ingredients that are in here, what they do for you, and you're doing this with every product, I'm telling you, they're going to be sitting at the table going like, dear Lord, let this end, let me out of here. I don't even want to try the products. Okay. They just want to try the products. So take them through the facial. That's all you need to do. Some people set up bowls around a table with mirrors. I do that sometimes. And other times, I just take them to the bathroom. If I do a come and go where people are coming between this hour and this hour, it's like, hey, you coming in? Okay, let's go to the bathroom. Let's double cleanse. And I tell them really briefly, we're going to start with an oil cleanser. The oil is going to remove the oil. Done. Okay, so the oil removes the oil. Number two, K Beauty Cleanse. We're going to now go into a water cleanser to remove the excess oil and excess dirt. Done. Okay. Now I'm going to give you this calming gel. This is an 8-layer hyaluronic acid. Done. Keeps you hydrated all day. Now we're going to do something called Boost Boo booster and then spray it. Close your eyes. Right. Now we're going to put the serum. Now we're going to boost again. This is called our Boost Boo. And now this cream, this is our number one selling cream. I'm going to end with this cream. We've sold over, 40 billion jars of this cream, 40 million jars of this cream. Those are the little, like this, when I tell you, like, you don't need to say a lot, don't. You will shoot yourself in the foot if you say too much. The people who say, well, what about this? And what about this ingredient? Does it have this? I tell them at the beginning to set that boundary. Okay. I don't want to be the product specialist. I don't want to be knowing everything scientific about this product. I just want to share it with people. So I say to them, listen, I am here to share with you the number one K beauty brand that is out of South Korea. They did $2.5 billion in sales just in Korea alone. The hardest competition place where Korea is known for their skincare. Korea standards are up to here. We are now bringing it to North America. And tonight we are going to take you through a facial so you can see the difference, right? And then we start doing our stuff, okay? I show them the before and after pictures before we start doing the facial. And that's it. If you have little extra tidbits that you want to answer, go for it. But I say to them right off the hop, I'm not your product specialist. I am not the scientist behind these products. If you're an ingredient digger and you like to know everything about every single ingredient, I am going to share a video with you and I'm going to share with you what our product specialist says about our products. And you can get all the information you want. But tonight is about the experience, okay? We are just here to experience the product. So I let them know right off the bat. And that way it sets the expectations that you're not going to have somebody in there going, well, what about this blah, 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 blah ingredient that I've never heard about, right? Letting them know that we avoid over 3,000 toxic ingredients, that we're clean, we're healthy, we have no hormone disruptors. That's what we need to know. We don't need to know the big words, right? So like I said, have a few bullet points. So what's important to you? Like I said, my few bullet points are we're number one selling brand out of South Korea, just coming to North America, and we're going to 50 countries in the next 5 years. We did $2.5 billion in sales in Korea alone before we ever left Korea. We avoid over 3,000 toxic ingredients. We have over 20 patents and we've won over 50 awards. 5 things. Those are 5 amazing bullet points. If you know those, golden. Okay. If you forget 4 of them and you just tell them we're the number one K beauty brand out of South Korea, that's okay too. And then get product on them. And I know some people get caught up on the exact order and how do you do one side? What line do you put on them? Guess what? If you have somebody who's like, is very concerned about the fine lines and wrinkles and they've got the dry face and if they give them the option to try both lines. I go on your left, we're going to put the signature line, and on the right, we're going to put the radiance line and tell me the difference. Some people who thought they want the advanced line, turns out their signature line felt better on their skin, right? So give them the option if you want. If I see people that are like under 40, I'm just putting the signature line on them. And if so like play it by ear. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an exact set, like every single time. If I've got Raina's friends coming over, my daughter, she's not putting radiance line on them. They don't need it. That's too much for them, right? So put product on them, assume the sale. Now, this might be one of the hardest parts for people is to assume the sale, right? Where you go, oh my gosh, I can put product on people, but I hate that I have to, ask them for money and to buy something. I feel bad. We are in business. We are in business. Okay. Do you think Costco feels bad when people come in there and they buy things and pay? Does Target feel bad when people are coming in there to shop? Like, oh, I feel bad. I feel bad that does Amazon feel bad? No, why would we feel bad? We are delivering a product line that people love. I assume the sale and I feel good when people buy our products because it's good for them. It's healthy for them. It's good for their skin and they're going to notice a difference. Okay. Have order forms or have them instantly connect to your direct link, however you like to do it. I'm old school. I get the order forms. I just actually have one right here. Had somebody over, I had them over for a one-on-one. I'm going to tell you, if you can't get a group of people, bring them over one by one. Over $500 in one sale for about 45 minutes of my time. Because we did one-on-one, we talked, we got all the products on her. but I have these printed. When it's here physically on paper, they can see prices, they can, we can just make sure everybody's muted would be fantastic, please, thank you. And that's there, right? And then they know, it's like, hey, I have the opportunity to purchase here, and you're assuming that they're going, I literally assume if somebody's trying our products, why would they not purchase them? Why would they not? Then I have people ask me, well, do you tell them about just being a customer, or do you tell them about being a planner? I tell them both. I say there's two ways to participate. One, if you love our products and you want to become part of our customer loyalty program, we have a great program here. The more you spend, the more you get rewards and the more you save. And you can get a free customer account and shop whenever you want. If you want to take this on the business side and you're going to refer this to other people, and the idea of extra income makes sense to you, and you want to make money doing this, and you want to be a representation for this brand and share it with others, then you want to go the planner route, right? So let them decide, let them know the two different ways of how that they can get started, right? So typically if somebody says, well, I just want to use the product, should I be a planner if I'm just going to consume the product myself? I go, well, let's start you as a customer first. Then if you start referring to people, we can always bump you over to be a planner. Okay. So and then get the customer into your customer system. And I'm going to say customer system because I don't know what kind of a system you have. Okay. For me, I have a text messaging system that when I get a new customer, their number goes into that. I have an email system. I get their email, it goes into that. You might have a system of, I also have a Facebook VIP page where my customers can go in there. People who are learning about, Riman or want to learn more, they can go into there. We also have a group, ATM group, where they can go in, they can add, and they can tag people, and they can just get information on that. Whatever your system is, have them in a system. So a way for you to go, okay, here's when the last time they ordered. It's been 3 months. It's probably time for me to check in, right? If you're not checking in, they might be out of their skincare and they might be in another store and go, oh, I'm out of moisturizer. Oh, shoot, I forgot to order. Now I don't have any. I'm just going to grab this for now. Guess what happens when they just grab this for now? Then, so you keep in touch with them, whatever system that you have. There are many different ways that you can have a system. You can have spreadsheets. You can have, I've seen people with like old school recipe cards, binders, you know, electronic, however you want. Okay. So I don't want to, there's so many different ways. So here's our pop-up formula. Number one, you have to know how to invite, okay? And there is no magic invitation. It is, hey, what are you doing on Thursday night? Want to come over and experience the #1 K-beauty skincare line? That's an invite, right? If you're inviting into a Zoom or into a Facebook group or online or however you're inviting, but inviting is the #1 key to doing this business. If you're inviting to a pop-up, if you're inviting to a business overview, if you're inviting to a Zoom presentation, if you are not inviting to something, your business will not grow. Okay. So if I were you, I would set time away every week to just invite. Invite, whether it's a pop-up that you're having, you're inviting them to a Zoom presentation, but because we're talking pop-ups tonight, it's going to be an invitation to a pop-up. Okay. I know people who they set aside every Sunday morning from this time to this time. They have a pop-up at their house. They extend the invitation. They're constantly inviting every Sunday at this time. And whether one person shows up, 3 people show up, or 10 people show up, it's there, it's set in their calendar. Okay. But you need time set away to actually do the invite. If you're not inviting, they don't know to come. Then people are going to experience it. You're going to give them the facial. You're going to let them touch it, try it, smell it, learn it. It has to stay simple, right? It has to be quick. People don't want to come to your house and sit for 2 hours and hear you talk about everything. They want to experience it. They want to talk to the people beside them and go, hey, what do you feel? Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at how you look at my face. It looks amazing, right? Connect. Get to know these people. Keep them in your network. Ask them questions. Give them a personal experience, okay? And then following up. Once they have, because we're going to assume the purchase, we're going to assume a purchase. Once they've purchased, the follow-up is key. We always hear it over and over. The fortune is in the follow-up, right? So again, doing those, you might have your set. Like if you were at conference, you heard Jen Barsemian talk about her set ways after 2 weeks and then after 2 months, and when she's checking in with her customers, making sure you are dripping on them. When I say drip on them, that they are hearing about Riman consistently, not in an annoying way, not in a like harassment way, enough for them to go like, oh, it seems like every time I put out an email, and I do an email once a month or twice a month. So I don't do it very often at all. But I feel like when I do that, I usually get a handful of people go, oh yeah, this just reminded me I need some of more of the powder wash. This reminded me I needed more of this, right? So just keep that in mind. And I always, every time I'm following up with people, I make it very soft. And I tell them, hey, no pressure, right? But I'm letting you in, especially when we have a promotion that's up, right? Right now we've got our convention kits. I go, hey, no pressure, but I always like people hearing about a deal and getting to be able to have their hands on new products. Company has put out these convention packs. They're available till Sunday right now. If you want to get your hands on them, log into your site, order today, or of course, let me know. I can help you if that's the case, right? But I'm always letting them know, like, no pressure. I'm just letting you know that there's a deal out right now and you can get your hands on XYZ, right? So don't measure success by today's sales. So I want you to always be thinking in your head, how many people did you meet that are new this week? How do you meet new people? Well, you're either going out, you're being social, you're mingling in different events, different social settings, right? Pop-ups. Pop-ups the fastest way you're going to meet new people, especially when other people are bringing their network to you, okay? How many experiences did you create? So how many pop-ups have you done this month? How many pop-ups are you going to do every month? Set your goals, set your targets. Every month, if you say, I'm going to do 2 a month, do 2 a month. If you can just do 1 a month, do 1 a month. But what about 1 a week? What would happen to your business if you did 1 party a week? My guess is you are going to be getting close to the 4,000 SP. And you're getting an extra 10% retail bonus once a week. And if you think about setup, doing all like carve out 2 hours once a week, plus you're getting paid on all of that volume that's coming in, and you're getting a bonus, right? It's not a lot, but it's carving out the time and setting it into your schedule. How many contacts did you get? How many follow-ups did you do? I always like to take, typically on Fridays, I kind of go, okay, this is where I'm going to like focus on follow-ups. And I just take the time to go, okay, who are my customers, that ordered in the last 2 weeks or ordered in the last 2 months? Who are some new planners in our organization, all the things. So that like set a time for your follow-ups. And then looking at who can be your future hosts, who can host a party. I'm going to tell you something. The people when you take your warm market and you start expanding out of your warm market, when you ask your warm market to do you a favor, could you do me a favor? Would you invite some of your friends to your house and I can come and share these products with them? That'd be really helpful to me. Would that be something you'd be interested in? And I would gift you a product for doing that for me. Most people in your warm market, what are they going to say? They're going to say yes. They want to help. They want to help you, right? Ask for the help. So, did you make your business visible? Do people know? Okay, now most people are online in some stage of capacity, right? I'm online. Am I massively visible to thousands and thousands and thousands of people? I don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. However, the people that do follow me, they know I sell Riman. They know I do K beauty. And if the people on your social networks don't know that you are a rep for Riman, I would change that really quickly because somebody else is going to introduce them to Riman, and their best friend might be selling and they don't even know. Tell people, let them know. Okay. So, here's your challenge. Okay. We have a challenge going on, Team 1% or pop-up challenge, right? I want you to pick a location, whether it's in your house or you're going to ask one of your friends. Okay. You need to pick a location. We're all going to do a pop-up here. We're going to do at least one in the time period. Now, one is weak, but one is better than none. I hope you do more than one. Okay. I hope you do more than one. I hope you do one a week minimum, because why not? Why not go in for the challenge? Why not go in to get more money? Like expedite your business. And that's how you can do it. Choose a date. Now, you're not going to go and be like asking all your friends, what date works best for you? This or this or this. No, you pick a date that works for you and your host. Or if you're just hosting it, you pick a date for you. What works for you, you pick a date, you stick to it. I'd pick two dates if I were you. They go, oh, I can't come that night. Oh, that's okay. We're having another one. I'm having another one on Thursday. You can come that day. Can I put you down for that one? Right? Then you need to invite. This is key. This is absolutely key. If you invite 10 people, you're probably gonna get two to show up. All right. And the two that say they're going to show up, you need to remind them. And you need to say, this means the world to me that you're coming. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you. And then you're going to remind them closer to the day before. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thanks again for coming. Bring a friend. Bring a friend if you can. We'd love to bring more people, right? Let them know they can invite. Set a goal. How many people are going to experience this product, right? How many people are you going to get to your parties? And assume participation. Assume that people are participating. They're going to become a customer, they're going to purchase, or they're going to become a planner. And then you're going to book the next pop-up from that pop-up. This is going to be the key for you to really grow. Now, you're not always going to get somebody booking a pop-up from that pop-up, but I want you to make that extremely important, very important. You're letting people know, hey, by booking a pop-up tonight, you're going to help your friend Betty, who's hosting. If somebody here is going to book a pop-up tonight, not only is she getting this because she hosted tonight, but now if somebody hosts a pop-up for her and we set a date and we do the pop-up, she's also going to be gifted this. Who's going to help her earn more free products? Now, these people want to help their friend who just hosted, right? So make booking from one to the other a huge priority, and that is going to create momentum for you. So here is our K-pop up pay to party. Again, we said this at the beginning, August 17th to September 17th. Get those dates filled. Go all out. Like if you're going to do a 30-day hard run, do it in this time right here. Why not? Like, why? Why would you not? If you're going to do a party anyways, like go all in, book as many as you can, and increase your chances of winning extra income. Okay. So I hope this was helpful. I cannot reiterate enough how important this is. And just do your first one. I know it can be nerve-wracking sometimes, and you can feel like you're just not knowledgeable enough, or you need your sponsor there to help you, to hold your hand. No, you don't. No, you don't. All you need is the products. You need the products. That's it. Okay. And you need to invite and you need to get people there to try it. That's it. I hope that has helped. If anybody has any questions, let me know. And if not, I hope you have a wonderful evening and good luck on the challenge. And I hope some of you turn out to be winners in this. Okay. And I hope some of you leave this tonight saying, okay, it's time. And you're going to put a date on your calendar. And before you get scared, you're going to start inviting tonight. Like right now, give yourself like the next 30 minutes, book a date, book a time, and you're going to start inviting. Okay. So there we go. Challenge for tonight. Anyways, have a good one. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys hopping on and joining me.